Hi everybody, I'm finally back. I apologize. According to YouTube Studio, Creator Studio, it's been 54 days as of filming this since the last time I posted a video, so I'm really sorry about that. My name is Caitlin. My pronouns are she, her, and this is Cats and Horror and Stitching. Yes, so it's been a while and I'm very sorry. I wish I had. I mean, I have a bunch of excuses, but it happens. Every week I meant to sit down and film, and every week there was some reason why I just didn't get to it. So it's been a busy couple months, though. We went from being completely covered in snow here in Ottawa to now it's 25 degrees. That's Celsius. Canadians do use Celsius. Warm and sunny and green grass, and my crabapple tree out front is blooming today, very bright pink, and it's beautiful. So I'm very happy. It is, I guess I should say the date. It's May 11th. So welcome back. I did get quite a lot done, although because it's been such a long time since I filmed, I can't remember everything that I've done since the last time I filmed. So I'm going to show you what I can remember that I've done. Well, first off, let me tell you, this past weekend was STITCHNORTH 2023. And one of the reasons why I meant to come on here and film a video before was to tell you that I was going to STITCHNORTH this year, which of course I didn't end up filming the video, but yes, I went to STITCHNORTH. So it was in Brampton, which is part of the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. It's on the west side of Toronto, and that's about a 5-hour drive for me. So I decided I would go. I bought my ticket last, I don't know, whenever they opened it up, last summer or spring, with the intention of going, but also with the reassurance that you have until a month before to cancel if you have to, because I had actually bought tickets for STITCHNORTH 2022, and then just life happened and I ended up having to cancel, refund my ticket. I couldn't go, which ended up being a good thing because I then ended up getting COVID the weekend that I would have been going to STITCHNORTH 2022. So, but this year everything fell into place and I went, and I was a little nervous because I went by myself, so I didn't go with anybody, and I didn't know anybody who was going, with the exception of, you know, some Flosstubers that I had seen posting or talking about the fact that they were going to be at STITCHNORTH the second weekend, which was in May. So I knew that some people that I recognized and had heard talk before were going to be there, but not people that I actually knew. I also slightly mixed up, and for some reason, up until a few weeks before going, I thought that it didn't start until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the Friday, and it turns out they'd opened up the ballroom for stitching in the morning at 8 a.m. or whatever. So a lot of stitchers were arriving on Thursday night, but I couldn't because of work. So I drove down first thing on Friday and got stuck in a ton of traffic and put in the wrong address for the wrong hotel. So didn't really get lost, but ended up at the wrong hotel, which got me stuck in a lot of traffic. Toronto's known for its traffic. So yeah, I was about an hour and a half to 2 hours later getting there than I expected to be. And I was supposed to be getting there already halfway through the day. So by the time I arrived, it was already close to 4 o'clock, and I think I was probably the last person to arrive. They were really good. They marked any empty seats with big red star balloons, and I think there might have been 2 left when I walked in. And so I guess it was kind of good because I didn't really have to think about, well, where am I going to sit, because there was only one spot left. A table way at the back of the ballroom, so I wandered over and I asked to sit down, and it ended up being great. I met some lovely, lovely women who just kind of enveloped me into the group. 3 of them had known each other from an online Zoom stitching group. Two were sisters that were there together. And yeah, they were wonderful. I had a really, really, really great time. And we already bought our tickets to go next year, me and the gals from table 28. So I'm really excited. And now I've got the cross-stitch retreat bug, and I'm like, well, what retreat can I go to next? But we'll see. Anyways, so I've got some swag to show because we got a little swag bag, and I've got purchases because they had a bunch of vendors. But I will start with just my regular stuff that I would show you. So like I said, it's been a while since I posted, so I can't remember entirely what I've started or not started or worked on since mid-March, but I will show you what I remembered. And most of this, I picked the projects that I worked on at Stitch North because I know I did make quite a bit of progress on them. Yeah, so first I have two FFOs, one of which is what is it called? Start and finish, an SAF, a SAF, I forget. And that is this. So Stitching Coffee and Friends, Stitch North 2023. I didn't actually do this at Stitch North. I got some nice little cat fabric. This was posted by someone on the Stitch North Facebook group, and I can't remember who posted it. I'm sorry. If you recognize it and you know who the designer is, you can let me know in the comments. She posted it for free as a little, she had another one that was stitching Tea and Friends, and I changed up the colors just a little bit, but yeah, it was just a really cute. I think it took me 2 evenings and then an afternoon to stitch it up. This is my first pillow finish. Didn't turn out too badly, although I started a little too close to the top when I was stitching, so it would have been better to be a little bit bigger. But yeah, so I've got this little memento I'll put down in my sewing area in my basement. So there was that. So my second FFO, I can't remember whether I posted a picture of this on Instagram or not, but if you remember, I was doing my Sushi Cat for my son, and so I finally FFO'd it. I just did a little flat. Got some ribbon. I got this ribbon at Michael's at Halloween, and then some really cute sushi fabric, happy sushi fabric, although it's kind of the wrong way, but yeah, so I showed it to him once I finished it, and he was very excited. So we hung it up in his room, and I just brought it down to show it. So I just realized there's this piece of paper. If you're wondering why it says "come" behind me, this is one of the things for my daughter who's trying to learn how to read. We'll just put that aside for now. We've got some random words all over the house that my son wrote up for her to help her with her reading. So those are my 2 FFOs. I planned on trying to have more because I really wanted to have my basket of some finished objects that I wanted to get done, but I just didn't get them all done. So what I worked on at Stitch North, some people brought tons of projects. Some people only brought 1 or 2. Some of the ladies I was sitting with worked on the same project the entire weekend. I ended up bringing almost every one of my projects with the exception of my Christmas projects. I think that was it. Yeah, I brought basically everything. I put it all in a big bag, brought it because I didn't know what I was going to want to work on. So I brought everything, but I ended up working on 3 projects. So to start, this isn't the first project that I worked on, but just it's the top of the pile. I did work on my Van Gogh skull. So I got a decent amount of progress. I worked on this for one of the afternoons. So what I worked on the last time I probably showed it to you, this row here, this 10, you know, each square is 100, right? So these ones here, this block, I'd had a few stitches done in here, but not very many. So I finished, did I completely finish? I think there's one color missing because I don't have that color. I have to go to Michael's and get it. But other than that one color, you can see the couple of individual stitches. Other than that one color, I did all of that and then started all down here. So that was pretty good. I didn't plan on working on this one a ton, but I hope to get some progress. I forgot to look at my what is it called? My Crossstitch app. Pattern Keeper. My God. I just got home from work. I'm tired. My Pattern Keeper. I only have 2 projects in Pattern Keeper, this one and my Flamingos. So this one I did use Pattern Keeper, and I believe I'm just at about 21%. So if you can see the top starts here. So I'm about 21%. So, I mean, it's going to take a while to get done, but if I just do a little bit every month or so, I hope to get it done. So yeah, that was good. We're getting into an area now too where there's a ton more confetti. Like this was really fast to do because it's a lot of orange, a lot of yellow, but the skull is taking up more space, which is a lot of confetti. And down here, this is basically the end of the orange and yellow. It gets to be more browns and blacks. So it's going to be a little more time consuming to work on. I'm really looking forward to it being done, but it is going to take a while. Oh my God, it's such a mess in here. Oh, I found something that I was given. I'll show this now because it's in here. One of the ladies I sat with, I didn't realize that you're supposed to bring presents for the people at your table. And so I got lots of little gifts and didn't give anybody anything because I didn't know. This one was from one of the stitchers, Angela, and just a little scissor fob, and it's really pretty. So that was very nice of her. And these are some pretty cheapo scissors. I got a 2-pack from Dollarama. They're not the greatest, but they're fine. They're good. So yeah. All right, put that one down. So the next one, this is the one that I probably spent the most time working on during Stitch North. Also, I have to say, while we're on the topic, it was so nice to be around stitchers because I really don't have any friends. Well, I have a couple friends who do a bit of stitching, but I don't know anybody that does as much stitching as I do or watches Flosstube. So it was really nice to talk to other stitchers and hear about, they were talking about other Flosstubers and talking about different projects, and I recognized what they were talking about, and even such things as, so I've bought lots of bags, right? And some of them have come with these little rectangles, and I had no idea what to do with this. So sitting there, and I was like, I saw the girl beside me, Nina, she's using one. I said, what are you supposed to use this for? I don't know. She said, you just put your pieces of floss on it so it doesn't float away. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I think some of them too might have like a piece of felt that you can like put your needle in. But yeah, so I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Okay. So all my extra little bits of floss there. And this is really messy, so sorry. But this is my rainbow garden. I did work on this actually quite a bit before I got to Stitch North. So I'm going to take it out of the Nerge hoop so you can see a bit better. And I'll put some paper behind it to help. I'm not very organized today. I was like, I'm going home from work. I'm filming a Flosstube. It's been almost 2 months. It's been more than 2 months. I have to get this done. So that's what I'm doing. But so I think the last time I showed it off, I had done this, the very first page. I think I had just finished or was just finishing. So then this, all of here, this is the second page, this half here, bring it closer. I had started the second page before I got to Stitch North, and I finished it at Stitch North. So let me move some of these flosses if I can out of the way. And then I was able to start down here, which is page number 3. And I got all excited when I finished page number 2 because I thought it was only 4 pages. And then I pulled out my pattern and realized it's 6 pages. But I'm a third done. So, and it's really pretty. I mean, look at the colors. So, and I love the little cat, and the little mushrooms have little eyes. It's just a really cute pattern. I got a lot of comments. It's so messy, sorry. It's been in the hoop forever and it really should be ironed, but I'm not going to do that till the end. Where we were sitting, our table ended up being beside the table where they put the small exchange, and then later in the same day, that's where they put anybody who had brought patterns that they wanted to give away, freebies, magazines, whatever. Another thing I didn't know that you were supposed to do. All that was beside our table. So we had a lot of people rotating by and seeing what everybody at our table was working on. So I got a lot of comments on this one and how pretty it was. So this is, so it's Rainbow Garden by Buena Pieza. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish very well, so I'm probably butchering that. But this is a cross-stitch designer on Etsy. There's another one just like this. They're very similar to this, but it's in a different colorway. So I think it's called something else, but it looks very similar. It's just darker. All the colors are darker. So yeah, I'm really happy that I got to work on that a lot, made a lot of progress. That was good. And a lot of comments too from the ladies at my table about, oh, you're stitching on black. You're stitching on black, Ada. Isn't that difficult? I guess I've done so many projects on black now that it doesn't really bother me. So yeah. So yeah, there we go. So that was the second one I worked on. And then the last one I pulled out and worked on for a bit. And I since worked on this week since I've been home, was my Ruth Bader Ginsburg piece. Let me just take this off so I can show you. So I made a lot of progress on this one as well. So I was pretty close when I pulled it out at Stitch North. I was pretty close to being finished. Oops, sorry, the black. I was working on this little back here. So I finished this and the bottom of this black at Stitch North, and then I started the top over here because this is the page split. I started this and then I continued this when I got home and did the white for her collar a bit. But I've run out of black, so I'm gonna have to, another thing I have to go to Michael's for. But this is really pretty and I'm really happy. It's coming along very quickly. And so this is on Picture This Plus 14 count Ada in the color Jazz, and it's really pretty. I had asked before on here whether you thought I should fill in the words, because the words are supposed to actually be filled in with white floss, but I think I'm just going to leave them so you can see the color of the fabric, and then it will just be the white color. So this one's going pretty quickly. So that's it. That's everything I worked on when I was at Stitch North. I'm sure I've worked on other things since my last Flosstube, but I'm sorry, I can't remember. Whoops, I'm dropping stuff. Okay. But now we get to the fun stuff, which is all the free stuff. I'm gonna have a drink. Like I said, it's Thursday after work, and I don't have my kids this week, so we're having a drink. So, like I said, I met some lovely women who I sat down with, and they enveloped me into their group, and they were all really fun and sweet and easy to talk to. Sorry, I'm crinkling a bag. So a bunch of them handed out little presents. So this, it was from Amy, who is the Gable Stitcher. Oops, how do I do this? This is the Gable Stitcher on Flosstube, and she was at my table, and I recognized her when I sat down. I was like, she is a Flosstube, but I don't want to be weird, so I'm not going to mention it. But yes, she gave this lovely, she's from around Boston. I don't know my geography very well. She's from around Boston, so these little cards, they have a picture of, I believe this is the house in Salem, Massachusetts. House of Seven Gables, is that what it's called? I don't know, somebody can correct me on that. But these cute little cards and some color and cotton floss. It's very pink and it's got a little bit of purple. Very pretty. And some candy. So I did have some of the candy when I was there. So that was very sweet. And then another one of the ladies, my cat, Moon is going crazy over here. She likes to play with the string that, you know, the lamp that's hanging from the ceiling that you pull. She likes to bat that. So this was from Joanna, one of the sisters that was at our table. She made these little scissor holders. I have a pair of scissors. I have my kids' scissors. Hang on. This little scissor holder. Isn't that pretty? So she made one for everybody at the table, which was really, really sweet. And again, not expecting it. I'm going to have to be better prepared for the next retreat. And then here is, oh, this doesn't say who it's from. There's no name on this. But just some really pretty purple and green and blue and white, very soft floss with just a pretty little picture. I've never used floss cards. Stop it. I've never used floss cards before, and now I have a whole bunch of them. So I'm going to have to figure out how to use them. I was watching a Flosstube. One of the Flosstubers that I watch regularly is Crafty Gaming Jamie. And I saw she uses, they're like long cards with multiple holes so that she can put her floss through each hole, all the floss for one project. And I asked on our Instagram where she got them, and they're a seller on Amazon. So I looked them up, and there's a bunch of different ones. I'm thinking about that. The problem is I bombinate all of my floss. So to then put it on a floss card, it's, you know, unwind as much as you unwind all of it off of the bobbin to then put it in your bag. And then when you're done, you have to rebobinate it. So I don't know. I do want to use the floss cards because it definitely looks a lot neater. But for storage purposes, I really like my bobbinated flosses. So now let's do my swag bag. Stitch North 2023. There's so much stuff in here. I didn't even end up looking through it until I kind of looked through it in the evening, the Friday evening, and I think I didn't really look through it again until Saturday evening to realize what all I had gotten. And there's a lot. So let's see. We've got, this is, maybe I should just open this up. This is a little Ort bag, handmade Ort holder, and it was by a company called I Can Sew Make That. And a few of the ladies opened these up and were using it at our table. It's just a little Ort bag. Of course, I can't untie it right now, but yeah, it's just really cute. So I will have to get that out for when I'm really bad. Does anybody else just drop their Orts on the floor and let the vacuum take care of it? I'll use this when I'm stitching somewhere where I don't want to be messy. So there was that. Oh, someone, I don't know. Oh, here, it says their name. Someone was just wandering around and came by and said, "Hi, here, this is for you." And just handed out these little baggies of cards. They said they were from California, these two ladies. And so they made these floss cards, assuming they're supposed to be floss cards. They don't have holes in them, but it was Natalie and Janine from California, the pediatric stitcher, and Stitch Nat Lit Chat. And so they said these are pictures from California. So we've got some, I believe those are some redwoods, pretty beach, someone with a surfboard. I believe, I know this is Santa Monica Pier. Is that it? And then, I don't know where this is, but just a pretty little, so that was really sweet. All these little cards, pretty pictures. So I got those for when I decide figure out how So I will have the capability of editing. I'm going to give it a try. So if I can figure out how to get that to work before I upload this video, I might be able to put in some pictures, maybe, or the names of the people I spoke about. We'll see. I have no idea how to use iMovie. I'm going to have to learn. So this video may go up as is, and then the next video I make might be better. So wish me luck with that. But it's good to be back. I'm really glad that I finally did this. If you know of any cross-stitch retreats this year that aren't sold out, let me know, because, you know, now that I've got the bug, it was a really great time. I highly recommend just going, even if you have no one to go with. Everybody's really nice, and it was really fun. I'm really, really glad that I went. So don't really have any plans. I mean, I hope to start my little my tiny modernist cat cross stitch sometime soon, but I'm hoping to get some of the cross stitch projects I currently have on the go finished before I start anything new. So yeah, have a good May. Enjoy the sunshine if it's sunny where you live, and the flowers. You know, at least here we had a ton of rain, and April rain brings May flowers, so that's the hope. Anyways, until next time, happy stitching. Bye.